How much of your life do you think you've spent playing Minecraft? I think for myself, somewhere around 2,000 hours might be right. In all that time playing the game, we built structures, we enchanted weapons, we tamed horses, we died a lot. But what's interesting is all the things we missed along the way. In fact, I learn new things about the game every day. And for some, that can be incredibly frustrating that they don't know everything they want to know about their favorite game. But for me, it just makes me more curious. And that's why today, we're diving even further into the Minecraft Iceberg. Far below the surface. Herobrine Shrine. A structure that players could build made out of lit netherrack surrounded with redstone torches and gold blocks. Supposedly, this would summon Herobrine. What I'm about to show you may unlock long forgotten memories. How to summon Herobrine. One of the 2010's greatest Minecraft mysteries. Many created guides, videos, and posts online about how players could summon Herobrine for themselves. Many young players were too afraid to even attempt cursing their world with him. While others were disappointed when their attempts didn't work. Or so they thought. I remember making this video and knowing that it was going to do well because I knew that there were millions of people out there who tried their damnedest to summon Herobrine. Unfortunately for them, nothing ever happened. Supposedly. How did we get here? This is a hidden achievement that requires you to have every obtainable status effect at the same time. Absorption, Bad Omen, Blindness, Conduit Power, Dolphin's Grace, Fire Resistance, and so many more. It is nearly impossible and involves you taking a shulker from the end through the end portal to the overworld to an ocean, trapping an Elder Guardian, getting a Wither Rose. You will spend hours attempting to get this advancement. Endermen are Farlanders. In July of 2011, people on 4chan started petitioning for Endermen to be named Farlanders instead, as a reference to the Farlands. Notch joked that instead of calling Endermen Farlanders, the Farlands should be renamed to the End instead, and that's actually how we got the name of the End. Fire Chainmail. One of the best known removed secrets of the game. Chainmail armor can only be obtained through trading with villagers now, but there used to be a creative-only recipe for putting blocks of fire into the crafting table. Missing texture block. In Java Edition, when the game detects that there's a block with an invalid ID, their texture is replaced with a purple and black checkerboard pattern. In Bedrock Edition, blocks are instead replaced with an info update block, which is a dirt block with the word update written on all the sides. LOLOLOL. Evokers have an Easter egg that causes them to change the color of blue sheeps to red by shouting, LOLOLOL. This is a reference to Age of Empires Priest, which could convert an enemy opponent to join your army. Testificates. For a very short time before villagers were added, they were called testificates. And sometimes, I'll be honest, I still accidentally call them that. Super secret settings. Until 1.9, there used to be a button in the options that allowed you to toggle between 24 different types of filters, some of which are obtainable by spectating the viewpoints of certain mobs, which we'll get to later in the iceberg. Undead giants. There used to be massive roaming zombies in the game. Well, not naturally. You could spawn undead giants that would be 12 blocks tall and wear the zombie skin. For many years, spawning these was one of the most fun things you could do in the game. Endermites are parasites. Ender pearls may not be Enderman eyes, but rather the eggs from which Endermite larvae hatch. It's possible that these mites may have infected previous civilizations on the planet, forming Endermen as we know them today. Aquatic tutorial decayed ruins. Underneath the icebergs, clever, in the 1.13 aquatic tutorial world were the ruins of the previous tutorial world, where you can find secret chests that have all of the music discs within them. Enderman's backward speech. Many people probably know about this, but it's theorized that the Enderman voice clips are actually just reversed versions of people saying hi, hello, what's up, and other various statements. The Hovering Inferno. An upgraded version of the Blaze with orbiting body parts acting as shields as well as powerful shockwave attacks. This was going to be a potential mob within the game, but unfortunately it lost the vote to the Phantom during the mob vote in November of 2017. 3D anaglyph. An option that applied a red and blue filter 3D effect to the screen, allowing you to play with 3D glasses on. This was removed in 1.13, but I remember playing with this feature on, and it was actually pretty good. MD3 models. MD3 models are a format created by id Software. Using this software, things like Beast Boy and Rana were added to the game. There were also Quake models used, but they were quickly scrapped after realizing how creepy and off-putting they were in this world. Entity 303. This is a creepypasta about a former Mojang employee that was fired and wanted revenge. He recruited a team of hackers to corrupt worlds and rename files to include 303 as a marker. According to the story, about 1 in 40 players are affected by the hacks, and this creepypasta led to numerous spin-offs, including Entity 0. null/SCP-4335. I've kind of merged these two together as I believe they're almost the exact same thing. This is a creepypasta/SCP claiming that Herobrine is actually someone trying to warn players about a much more dangerous threat, a pure black entity named Null, or filed as SCP-4335. The SCP file talks about a tendrilled monster that bounces from server to server, creating havoc and horrific events. Anybody who looks at this entity begins to see their world melting, as if their eyeballs were being burned. Many attempts have been made to lock this entity within obsidian and iron containers. In fact, you can download the world where the entity is currently being held. Hi, I'm Brandominos, and I'm the disembodied voice that you've been hearing, but if you're on my Twitch channel, you've probably already seen me. I'm asking you to do the normal YouTube stuff like subscribing, liking, ringing the bell, and the reason I'm doing it is because I'm a small creator right now, and I would love to be as big as some of the most popular creators that you know and love. Doing these 3 things are the most important thing for this channel. So, if you're liking the video, please consider supporting me. Thanks. Missingno Splash screen. If you delete every splash screen text in the splashes.txt file, the Minecraft Splash reverts to Missingno. This was removed in modern versions, however. Missingno is from the popular game franchise Pokemon, and if you don't know about it, here's my video on it. What causes one of gaming's most infamous glitches? Missingno. A Tetris-shaped monstrosity that scared every child who ever encountered it. When talking to the old man in Viridian City, he gives you a brief tutorial where his name becomes your name, and your name is stored in the system memory. It just so happens that the place your name is stored is directly next to the code for wild Pokemon spawns. The east coast of Cinnabar Island is one place in the game where your name data is not refreshed, so by going there directly after talking to the old man, you have a chance to encounter impossible Pokemon and Missingno themselves. If you catch Missingno, your game begins to glitch, with character sprites freaking out and text in your menus beginning to glitch. Missingno can take on 5 different specific textures, and it makes you start to wonder, what if it wasn't an accident? Mob perspective filters. In spectator mode, players have the ability to see through the eyes of entities, including armor stands, and so certain mobs can apply filters to the screen as if you were looking through that mob's eyes. It can lead to some weird looking effects. Abandoned strongholds. The point of a stronghold is usually to protect against attacks, so the end portals might have been guarded previously before being abandoned. Potentially the newest mob, the Warden, coming in the Caves and Cliffs update, might have been a Golem-esque guardian for these strongholds. This fits because of not only its name as the Warden, and it kinda looks like a prison, but its color scheme fits perfectly with the end portal frame. But that still leaves some unexplained mysteries as to why these ended up abandoned. Ender Dragon enslaved Enderman. This is maybe one of the most common theories in the game, claiming that the Ender Dragon is some kind of dictator rather than leading the Enderman. For one, the end doesn't have an exit, so you can enter, but until you kill the dragon, there's no way to leave. There's also the fact that the Endermen get very mad at the Ender Dragon and try to fight it. And as a further kicker, after you kill the dragon, you get the achievement Free the End, as if it wasn't before you came along. Disc 11 and Cave 14 spectrograms. The sound playing right now is not only a creepy random effect that you can hear while playing Minecraft, it also holds a secret. By taking the k14.ogg audio file and placing it into an audio waveform analyzer, you'll get a spectrogram image using the audio that looks like this. But that's not all. Take Disk 11 through the same process, and some claim to see a hidden face in the audio waveform. Both of these audio files within the game, put into a spectrogram, will reveal images of either Steve's head with C418 signature number of 12418, or a creeper's face. Spectrographs, if you don't know, are just when audio contains an image. Moon phase effects. Certain phases of the moon can have very subtle effects on mobs. The frequencies of slime spawning in swamps is proportional to how much moon there is, so a new moon has no slimes, while most frequently they'll appear during a full moon. The fuller moons can increase the chances of skeletons and zombies to have items and spawn with armor, and it also increases the chance for spiders to spawn with status effects if you're in hard mode. Lastly, a full moon will have 50% of all spawned cats being black cats. PC Gamer Demo. A demo version of Beta 1.3 was found in a 2011 version of PC Gamer magazine. The demo was only 5 in-game days long, and it had special features including a giant woolen PC Gamer logo, a bonus chest, and a secret chest underneath spawn, which just had gunpowder. Cows would also be branded on their side with the PC Gamer logo, and there was a bug that let you keep playing the game so long as you were above Y level 89. Monsters under your bed. Don't move. Don't even make a sound. There's something hiding under your bed right now. I don't know why it's there, but I think it's been following you. The boogeyman under your bed in real life was also a feature of Minecraft for almost a year. At any point you slept in a bed during 2011, there was a chance that you'd be jump scared out of bed with a skeleton or zombie crawling from underneath your bed to attack you. The night would not reset, and most players became very paranoid and overlit their bases, due to this weird and off-putting feature of the game causing so much paranoia and fear. Mojang removed the feature only a few months later. But something tells me that those monsters still lie in wait underneath our beds. We just can't see them there. Before the launch of Minecraft, there were mobs that could spawn in the dark while you were sleeping. So you would suddenly awaken from your bed with a skeleton or a zombie standing and staring right at you, immediately attacking. You would also encounter this if you placed your bed next to the side of a wall. So to this day, if you ever see a house of mine, I still instinctively keep it away from the sides of my own house. End dimension is an asteroid belt. Seeing how there's a bunch of floating rocks in the endless void, there's a theory out there that the end might be somewhere on an asteroid belt. This is just a fun theory and there's probably not much to it, but it is something to think about. Woodland Mansion Cult. There are secret rooms inside of the Woodland Mansions that contain idols, meeting rooms with maps, jail cells, and even a fake ender portal. This indicates that the Illagers have some sort of ultimate goal behind the scenes. There's also rooms full of blue wool, the same colors as Steve's shirt and pants. Flying squids. While the velocity of a squid is supposed to stop once it reaches the surface of the water, a bug in the squid's code when it was first released in Beta 1.2 meant the squid could just keep going upwards, eventually swimming into the air. Other squid bugs include the ability to be milked because they copied the AI from cows, as well as an inability to swim upwards, leading to each squid eventually gathering near the bottom of lakes and oceans. Wake up. him.html. During a stream with Brocraft streamer Patamus, where he saw Herobrine in a pool of lava, another streamer named Copeland posted links in chat that led to a website. On the website was a page GIF of Steve's head frantically moving his eyeballs, as well as a bunch of symbols and letters. By connecting all of the letters, you get a message that says victims of tortures can sometimes retreat into fantasy worlds from which they cannot wake up. Guardians/ghasts are mechanical. There's a lot of things to suggest that Guardians were most likely created by some kind of intelligent species. Not only inside of the Minecraft Mobestiary do we see multiple hints of circuitry and or wiring within these beasts, they also literally shoot lasers from their eyes. And they're all found guarding precious materials, so it would make sense that someone would build these types of mechanical bosses to protect their valuables. Indev House. What you are looking at is the oldest natural structure to ever exist in Minecraft, the Indev House. It's a 7x7x4 block tall structure, with a 1x2 hole for players to exit and 2 torches on the interior. When Indev houses were added, they were made of moss stone, which was unavailable naturally on the map, and 4 chests, 1 filled with TNT, 1 with a full stack of every block type, which used to be 99, another with every type of item, and 1 filled with every color of wool. As Indev progressed from testing items and blocks to testing the actual survival aspects, these chests were removed. Later, the design of the house was changed, the floor was changed to stone, and the roofs and walls were made of planks. When you open the Indev version of Minecraft, you'd spawn inside of a 7x7 house made of mossy cobblestone, which was a block you couldn't acquire naturally. Inside, you would have 99 of every single item in the game, and later on, these chests were removed, and the houses were updated to be made of modern materials like planks and stone. Dolphin animal cruelty. Dolphins are not rideable, unlike so many other creatures inside the game. One of the reasons dolphins may not be rideable is because of dolphin cruelty across the world. One of the greatest examples of this being SeaWorld, where dolphins were kept captive and would slowly die off over the years due to horrific living conditions, loneliness, and a myriad of medical factors. Mojang also hasn't ever added sharks to the game for perhaps the same reason. Snow QR code. Mojang hid multiple QR codes in the months leading up to the 1.9 update. You would find fragments of QR codes scattered across the pictures, and the end result was a Steam code for Indie Game the Movie. Later on during April Fools, there was another QR code. There's a patch of land where some blocks will never have snow fall on them on a certain seed. This area eventually forms the shape of a QR code, which when you scan it, says Minecraft 1.9, the combat update. China appeasement. One of the reasons that dolphins may not be rideable, as we just talked about, is in order to appease China, as the Chinese river dolphin is critically endangered in China, and they launched a massive campaign in 2011 to spread awareness on shark fin consumption, which may explain why sharks aren't in the game. Minecraft China is a free version of Bedrock Minecraft that has 300 million players, which almost doubles the amount of copies in the entire rest of the world. It would make sense why Mojang would want to cater to these players a little bit more. Ashes to Ashes. This is a creepypasta that has 2 audio files featured from the 2010 Halloween update. Ashes 1 Ashes, Ashes 2 Ashes. The first clip is just a bunch of clicking, but the second one seems to be of someone crying. Nothing to solve. This one is simple. In the Infinity update of Minecraft, which allows players to write anything inside of a book, throw it into another portal, and travel to a world generated based on that text, if you put in the word llama, you'll find a book hidden inside the dimension that says, nothing to solve. Vatican Minecraft server. At the beginning of December in 2019, the Digital Jesuit launched a Minecraft server in the Vatican aimed at creating a toxic-free community. But only shortly thereafter, the server was hit with griefing, DDoS attacks, and more. The Digital Jesuit revealed that this was simply a test to see which IP address would be responsible for potential attacks, and only a few days later, the official Vatican Minecraft server launched. Minecraft 4K. Don't let this deceive you. In fact, it's probably the opposite of what you're thinking. A version of Minecraft was made in 2009 for the 2010 Java 4K contest, which challenged programmers to make a game in just 4 kilobytes. For reference, the current edition that you play on is 180 megabytes, which is 180 million bytes, excluding storage taken up for worlds, which can add several additional gigabytes. Only 6 blocks exist in this version of the game. Grass, dirt, stone, bricks, leaves, and wood. Elytra origins. The elytra is termed for hardened forewings on bugs like beetles that cover the actual wings, but they can still be used for gliding. The wings in Minecraft may have rotted away due to how delicate they are, leaving only the outer shell. And phantoms might just be an evolved version of the beetle that elytra came from, since the wings can be repaired with their membranes. Steve Villager Hybrid. Short and simple. After villagers were added, there was a weird texture file that seemed to be Steve with the body of a villager. It was removed very quickly. Stabby McStabface. By going to the Infinity update and throwing in a book that says Isolation, there is a single villager, Bob, and his 3 dogs. Signs placed outside of his house say, "No advertisement please," and "Go away" in English. There's a hidden chest underneath his home which contains rotting flesh, bones, and a sword named Stabby McStabface. This might suggest that Bob could have used this sword to murder and bury someone. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and ring the bell to make sure you know when the next episode is out the minute it comes out. When you're ready for another video, you know where to find me. I'll see you then.